Let's just talk about Australia the whole time.
Whoa, we're really early this time. Look, we're freaking 26 minutes early.
We're becoming responsible.
That's not the Phoenix I know.
How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright?
Great, we proved it's your fault.
Fair dinkum.
Fair dinkum. Frankly, it's a lot of grey areas, right? That's true.
Oh, rather the whole thing is one big gray area and not in Australia.
As long as it's not one big gay area, am I right? Well,
I was gonna say just Emma was a sport, but now it's you too. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate.
What's there in the top right? Why do you keep looking up?
Look at that.
I believe in you, sis.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice.
look at that painting over there.
Oh.
Yes?
A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that.
Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her.
She's dead. And you're not.
Well,
And that is...
cleavage. I mean, you're not
That
a
too.
defense attorney.
I'll cover mine up with my fingers.
How dare you?
I believe it's almost time for the trial. I was going to say ritual for some reason. Good luck, Mr. Wright.
Made up.
Hail Satan. Hail Satan.
Science, yeah!
It's scientific fact that we need goat's blood.
And lots of it.
My first trial without a fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time.
I'll try my best.
I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
All by myself.
Yep. All right, we're starting
Completely alone.
right on time.
Right?
Whoa.
On time.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lena Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Ooh, one-upped you.
Oh, dang.
That's worth.
2 points, Wordsworth.
Do I have to pay extra for that sass, or is it free?
Anything for you, right?
It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial.
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun.
I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright.
Ugh.
I will choose the path I think is right. Haha. Regardless of what those around me might say.
He's so cool.
The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Do you feel the power?
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot.
Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. Well, she did it! My sister's guilty.
Excuse me? However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life.
Oh dang, we got the electric chair set up already.
Oh, yes. There was a witness to her crime.
This is a one penalty you lose kind of court case.
Everybody's
Final
rigged
trial
up to
in
a
every
bomb.
game. Enjoy.
You have 9 hours.
Sorry. A professional witness.
Well then, call your first professional witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand.
The cough up queen?
Oh, haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Ho ho! Caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. Nom, nom.
Judge is really wolfing it down.
Yeah, she's guilty, whatever. Oh.
Shoot.
Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl.
Thanks.
That's a square though.
Will the witness state her name and profession?
Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
You say something, Edgeworth?
That knows what his problem is. Oh.
Unbelievable.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everybody raves about caviar. Oh, it's so tasty, it hurts.
It
I
has
always thought
arsenic.
caviar tasted like pickled topeka.
Tapioca.
What the heck is that pronunciation? I mean, what the heck does pickled tapioca taste like?
Name, profession, now.
Me? The name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Hurry it up!
All right. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
Huh? What does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
What? Miss Starr was a detective?
Oh! I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr.
They dated back in the day. Just, who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here.
Huh?
The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients.
And defense attorneys.
A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from stealing your lines, Judge. Excuse me.
I suppose that's taking visitors or taking a prosecutor's place. Yes, that's what you wanted, right?
Yes. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block. in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
You got the plans to do stuff.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it, this lunch I'm eating? Well, Mr. Wright?
It is pretty cut and dry, Your Honor. I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
Please do. I mean, if you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star.
Wait, are they talking about me?
Crush his little dreams.
Yeah, step on it.
Make 'em pay.
Witness's account.
Why are you talking like a villain?
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
There we go.
Okay, well,
My controller
Hello.
disconnected so many times. It was weird.
I always
I'm
knew
the
that-
cough-up controller.
Oh, stop it.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend.
Which one?
Ha ha ha. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching.
That was the only part he heard.
As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
Kind of like it.
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Easy there, Emma. Don't go referencing Monty Python on me.
I didn't vote for you.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
How did you know?
Hi. Excuse me. I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The Lush Lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Well,
Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors?
I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator.
No one asked you to participate, Emma. That's
That's
not what
all.
you're here for.
I gotta study, though.
And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well, you may continue, Miss Star.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend.
Hold it! You have no boyfriend! This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend. The security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several, hussy?
Well, yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend.
Can I be one?
Care to join?
Are there any openings?
The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
But I am.
Note to self, the judge had to think about before replying.
The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security sign.
Security.
Shut up. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block.
So she was in B block when she witnessed a crime?
When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finally home detective's intuition at work.
You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like, how would you say?
I did.
Yes, well, I would. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. Of course.
Young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
Then I must be hard. Yellowed and sharp as a tack.
Why did you pause after hard?
Just don't look down further from that.
That's why he's behind the podium.
Found my boyfriend invitation.
Oh boy.
He's still thinking about it.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. Got him.
Contempt of court.
Oh no, I done it now.
In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car.
How garish was it?
Awful.
By garish car, you mean...
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
What?
That guy owns a car?
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors,
Aww.
prosecutors like Edgeworth. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
Oh, that sounds really good.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline somewhere. You could try plagiarism.
I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck.
Careful you don't eat your camera by mistake.
Good flavor.
Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
That's what I was thinking.
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Bias.
My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
The moment of the crime is photographed by Angel's thigh.
Your Honor, you work in photography with criminal affairs?
Boyfriend.
Oh, wait, you didn't accept her offer to be a boyfriend. Never mind.
Well, not yet. I'm still debating.
Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Sky.
so what was the defendant doing at the time?
Whoa.
The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long.
Oof.
Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yeah, that's about right.
Call that a knife.
No.
Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
What's the surprise?
You!
Oh,
You can't testify to her ability to kill an egg. A person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor?
So the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
it's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. I can quote any movie I want.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
We're gonna die! Don't smile at me like that!
This must be what Maya felt.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
Look at all this evidence.
Well, my attorney's badge has something to say about that.
Well,
Let's
now.
take a look. So he stabbed her with the right hand, apparently. And that works out. There's blood on the right side.
I mean, she's not holding a knife in either of those pictures.
It's true.
In either
Timeline
hand
doesn't make sense.
picture.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's see here. Is on my way. Don't care. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my nope. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief poster standing next to a.
Perhaps
car.
it was my nope.
It was your nope.
Yes, my nope.
So she's got evidence of that. That's true.
Yep.
Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. I guess we can prove that no, she wasn't. Because I don't see a knife.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point.
Yeah. That's pretty reasonable.
Let's try it.
And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife?
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
That
Salmon?
looks good.
Salmon?
It's salmon.
Salmon? What? Why is the L in there?
Because the English language is hilarious.
The
That's
Q is
fair.
silent.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch. Give it here.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. It's a swirl.
Well,
This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection.
You call that puny thing an objection?
Come on, man, you have to shout it. It's like our thing.
It's only 4 inches.
It's not the size, it's how you use it.
to kill a man.
I mean, okay, that had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth.
Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
And how can you tell that?
Blood splatter.
Uh-huh?
See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat?
But it's a black and white photograph.
It's censored.
Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Or she could have spilled coffee on her coat.
That's true.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here.
Hmm?
It's still you, Edgeworth.
Oh, that's weird.
No problem, except you.
Oh, there it is.
If only I delivered that more timely.
Mr. Wright, are you just gonna sit there and take that kind of abuse?
Yep, that's what I do.
That's pretty hot.
Oh, you got a better idea? I don't know. Objection. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
So much for a perfect witness.
It's not my fault your ears don't work.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice.
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without a pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves? I didn't even know there's those.
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on?
Oh, right, because it's not like prosecutors are ever handling evidence with care.
Yeah, shut up. Gotcha.
Actually, in this game's universe, that is very unlikely that they'd handle evidence with care, so...
If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
Whoa!
Yeah, I guess.
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it.
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like, driving gloves?
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Yeah.
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star.
This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. That's the third time.
She said that before. Anything else?
We're doomed.
Okay.
Let's die.
Maya Fey, you are not.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
How do we prove this was not premeditated?
By shoving the rice ball into this woman's face.
Usually in Edgeworth's toolboxes.
That's a good point. See his knife? It's got a good point on it.
Oh,
wow.
That's a joke.
It was a
Oh,
premeditated joke.
You silly blue badger, you.
Oh yeah, it was the Blue Badger. He did it.
Look at that face. That's the face of a murderer.
I do it slowly.
Yikes.
Witness, do you know what this is?
4 inches.
Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know.
Lunch boxes?
Box lunches. It's kind of weird, I know.
Hmm.
That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife.
4 inches. Oh, what's with this
Only
kiss?
4 inches.
A bloody murder weapon, a red car. I belong to the prosecutor there.
I hope she's giving lunch to everybody. I'm kind of hungry.
Mommy, am I getting lunch too?
Yes. I mean, no.
Oh.
The defense has a request. One of those rice swirl things that you had. Though it seemed pretty
You
yummy.
get the cat food.
All right, we asked the witness to provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
Cookie? Yeah, I'll have a cookie.
No.
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon.
Oh.
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Good advice, right? I'll write that down.
No, never plan a murder.
We can
Got
all
it,
write that
got it.
down. Wow.
Order, order, order. Some lunch, please. I'm hungry.
Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. All I have to do is prove that she didn't stab him.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Why is he doing that?
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
Oh, it's my favorite. The portions aren't too big, but at least it tastes good. What?
Oh, you'll be getting a big slice, all right. I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned, as they say. Not over such a trifling detail.
But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. You thought.
You thought.
Whoa.
How dare you? I'm more cheerful now, though.
Oh.
My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now?
Angel's deduction, baby.
Go. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
I already found that.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Let's kill the pizza boy.
Oh, I thought you were just giving an example.
No, I really mean it. I'm learning a lot from this case.
Well, Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. It's true.
Birds of a feather.
Stay together.
You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know, because that segment where you told us didn't mean anything.
That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie.
Penalty.
Yeah.
I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again.
Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked.
But the dough is the best part.
Something's half-baked here, all right. It's you.
Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet.
What'd you say?
What the?
Sonic speed.
Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim?
Her actions speak for themselves. But allow me to elaborate. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office.
You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there.
You have no proof that she didn't.
Oh, she just pulled a no you.
This is a fun game.
Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts?
We have proof. Yep.
There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's phone.
Ooh.
She might have written him a letter.
Come on, you could have tried public phone first at least.
In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered.
I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day?
I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim.
What kind of grudge?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge.
Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside?
How am I supposed to know?
See? We agree there's a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. Allow me to tell you about Schrodinger's cat.
You kill cat and feed him to your customers?
Maybe. 50% chance.
It's Schrodinger's lunchbox.
Is that poison?
Maybe. 50% chance. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree?
Oh, I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty.
This judge isn't very good with metaphors.
The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this?
It's simple. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge a knife in again and again.
Hold it. Is there really a dead cat inside that lunchbox?
Bring it back here.
A human machine? That's a contradiction.
It's an oxymoron, actually.
Please. It's a proposition.
Angry.
Can't you find
prepositions.
fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright?
Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's sighs smell like citrus fruit. Mmm.
Cough, cough.
You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly?
We often say chop it to 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done?
How come she's getting mad at me?
Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that.
Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people.
Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know.
Hint, hint. Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
Scientific. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax, and even a really short wick will burn longer.
Mix up stuff. Obviously, more scientific testing is required.
Must I
We
intended to
don't
murder?
care. Yeah.
I care very much.
Well, we already know what you could do there, pal. Alright.
Yeah,
If only you shouldn't have said that, you know.
again and again.
Yeah, jeez. It's like one knife wound or something. I don't know.
Kept stabbing in the same spot.
Just got a good accuracy.
You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you.
2 + 5.
8. No, 7. Shoot!
Rookie! With my moss surprise!
The food that keeps growing in your stomach.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr.
Oh, dang.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look.
It's in a book?
Reading Rainbow.
Huh.
The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound.
Oh, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk. He's my hero. Really.
What about my objection? No one noticed?
Your size aren't fruity.
Well, witness.
I guess they're not.
You got the crime scene set, right?
Made with real blood.
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, Snake.
What?
But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
All right, then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly this whole scene was.
Her red muffler?
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck.
Oh, I thought you meant the car.
Both, actually. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
Dark.
She's right.
You do have a point, though.
Always have an escape
This
route.
guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait. Isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood?
Well, people often mistake my beard for
Don't
a
finish the
bib.
sentence. Oh, okay. A judge with a bib? That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes.
A bird.
Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest.
However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There is only one knife wound.
Apparently, Miss Star isn't entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder?
Chance time.
Chance time! Oh, shoot, I gotta give 30 coins to Edgeworth.
Thank you, Wright.
Miss Stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. Oh, we already said that.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Oh, really? Well, let's just take a look at that evidence here. Gee, I wonder what's missing here.
Blood is liquidy and drippy.
Exactly like a muffler.
How'd you know?
A muffler isn't drippy. Miss Star, I demand an explanation.
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
Oh, you're both burning her.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph.
Huh? What that? Oh, that can't be!
Oh, she spilled her lunch.
Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Edgeworth serving those harsh browns with ketchup.
I declare the suspect burned. Yes. Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What's my objection? Chopped liver?
No, it's just dumb.
If only you could work it into a lunch pun. But it was there. A scarf! No, not that. Something red, really.
Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least.
I like being up against Edgeworth. He does all the work for me.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth.
Did you apprehend the man?
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra.
Wow, that's two
Food
Pokemon backwards.
That's not a food analogy.
That's me, Angel Star, Snake Eater.
Snake Eater.
But you're so supreme. This isn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. So, case closed. She didn't commit the
Got him.
murder.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks.
Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain.
If you are looking to bite somebody, I've got a friend named Larry.
Num, num, num. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Arow.
Very well,
Ooh.
Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will.
Oh, catfight. Let's find out.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side.
So where is this partition on the floor plans?
I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. I'm getting there.
That's right. And so am I. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do.
And what did you do then?
I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot.
You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details?
Never.
Yeah.
What?
He
Do
wants
it.
to press her.
No.
I just like pressing people, okay?
Sicko.
It's my favorite part of my job. Just gonna walk up to people and just start pressing down on them.
Explain further.
I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The Lunchland car was...
She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block.
So you witnessed the murder from here.
That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes.
Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing! The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away?
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say?
It's helped to exhaust from your car.
If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Wanka.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else?
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? She can't mean... Let's ask further.
Okay.
By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately.
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
Salmon.
Did I do it right that time? Ah, shoot! Crap!
Don't listen to her. She's failing in school.
But I'm learning every day.
No, the court doesn't see Miss Star.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently, it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone?
Indeed. The emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying?
You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Yo, the word muffler was overheard during a call.
I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell instead.
Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court?
Aha! I was gonna ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket.
And during that time, you climbed over that chain link fence.
Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this?
Huh? What is it, Mr. Wright?
The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
I'm sure this is where the contradiction is.
No, what?
She made to escape. Can you be more specific?
Pacific.
My. She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté of foie gras.
Impressive.
Huh?
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum?
There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime.
But it's strange.
What's that?
If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way?
The other... Oh, what's going on? The parking lot entrance.
That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries.
I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So Miss Guy tried to run?
I'm sorry, my sister is so suspicious, Miss Wright.
Did you say Miss Right?
Wow.
I don't have time for this. Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. You have to believe me.
I'm not Maya Fey for the last time.
Who?
Or Mia Fey.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm neither of the Fey sisters.
As smart as you know. Let's look at the evidence. I saw it all. How she tried to phone on the wall, but had to use her cell phone instead.
How embarrassing.
What a loser.
I guess why would she use the payphone if she already had a cell phone?
That seems like a valid point, unless she would like want to be anonymous or something, but I don't know.
That's true. Saw it all. How she tried to phone the wall, but had to use her cell phone. Oh, I guess, yeah, she couldn't have seen it, right? Because she was on the other side, and, you know, there's a big wall in front of her, I guess.
Yeah. Plus, in
Slide.
general, why wouldn't you use your cell phone
That's true.
as opposed to run to the telephone?
I'm gonna try the floor plan.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yay!
The star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor?
Don't take him, he's mine.
You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. I'm not bitter.
Oh, she just stated a reason. Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Oh.
Ahem. Let's take a look at the floor plans. I was gonna say, up until that moment, I was like, this could be a penalty. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
What?
Oh, the good song's playing.
Oh,
Order, order. What is the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies.
Coughing up blood. Oh, God, help her.
Do you need help?
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court.
Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about oh, shoot.
This one counts. You better choose wisely.
But it's hard, because it could be any of them.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's what she saw. Either where she saw it or the order of offense. First, she kicked over the oil can. Then she tried to use the phone. Didn't work, so she used her cell phone. Then she stabbed the guy.
That sounds right.
I don't know. I guess where she saw it. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it.
Pointless to lie, I see.
But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location.
Oh, heck.
A different location? Now, that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one.
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it.
Let me lie.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The band, One Direction.
Oh no.
I mean, the
Is it
police.
yellow? Oh, it doesn't turn yellow. You don't get the hint this time.
It's asking where she witnessed it from then.
Yeah, where was she, really?
In the parking lot of B Block. But like farther back.
Oh.
That's why she got everything wrong. She couldn't see clearly.
Well, she did see her use the phone.
Yeah, so it'd have to be on the other side. Like maybe from the security room or something.
Security room does make sense, I think.
This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room?
Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned,
And the guard too.
I suppose. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot.
She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. Because if you're not allowed to park in A block, you're not even allowed to be on the premises for any reason whatsoever. Don't poke holes into my theory.
You can't step in there. It's, sacred
There's a
ground.
force field.
Mhm. You're not a prosecutor. You can't step foot in this garage.
I remember in your testimony, you said, ... You brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room. Yes. Well, Miss Star,
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Star.
Neat.
Oh, that's cool.
Order, order. Witness, what have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
like forging evidence.
Yeah!
Yes.
It's a pretty common theme. The guilty. She talking about Miss Sky?
Mr. Wright, does this strike you as odd?
Nope, not at all.
Oh, but why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make any sense.
Don't care.
Oh.
Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly,
Oh, he agrees with me.
I suppose. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What? Nani?
Oh my wamo. If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Me?
Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
I was kind of thinking Edgeworth was on a roll.
I can't do all your homework right.
But you're so good at it. Miss Star witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. Must make a vital difference. But what would change?
I mean, like the angle of view, because where that camera picture come from, it's behind the fence, right?
Plus her name is Angle.
I like that one.
Yo, dang.
Deductive reasoning.
That's all I need.
Deductive reasoning when you're illiterate. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change.
How would her name change? What do you mean?
Well, penalized. The security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime?
It's a 2DS, not a 3DS. And this is important. Why?
To show off the graphics in the hashtag Nintendo DS buy yours today trademark.
Oh.
Please don't penalize me.
Mm-mm. Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright.
Okay.
Let's review. Come on. I'm not that illiterate.
It made some sense, please.
Come on.
Yeah, now that I
What
think
a-
about it, it's like, no, she wouldn't have seen it directly from that angle, but she would have cameras, so.
Mm-hmm. So now what changed?
I guess.
Yeah.
The angle of view. So
Okay.
the reason we need to understand this is because look at my attorney's badge.
Fair enough.
Maybe distance to the crime.
She was fairly insistent about the distance, so.
It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. Please no.
My condolences, Mr. Wright. It's another penalty for you. But one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. Ooh, got him. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Well, because she'd have to like get up out of the seat. Look, what she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Ha! Got him.
What?
Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky?
Well, witness?
You.
Yes.
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
Those are just rubber bands.
You're a kid now.
The squid and then their wheels.
The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for your boyfriend. I like that.
Oh, that's good.
Hey,
The judge.
we're on the same wavelength.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the Glasswild station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. The security room is not very helpful. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes?
5 minutes?
This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
Ooh, she
Whoa,
means
that's serious.
You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely.
I can only imagine that the judge is completely senile by the third game.
You just, give him food and you win the trial.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Do I have any evidence to stop this? I mean, if I don't, then I imagine I automatically lose the case, so... Sure, let's raise an objection. We always do.
Yeah.
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente.
No.
Just crickets. I've got lunchboxes that type pasta into knots, rookie.
I'll take some.
Hey, I wasn't offering that one.
A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'd flee the scene, I guess. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone, I swear. 95 was a different
Your
time.
Honor, you were the murderer.
No! I'm not going out like this.
Jumps out window.
That took a weird turn.
That did. I was just trying to make a point, and then he got really defensive and ran. Like a killer would.
Turns out that guy was never really a judge, but a hobo from the streets.
Sorry, I'm
Makes
late
way
today.
too
Traffic
much
was backed up.
sense.
No one ever asked for his credentials. They just saw him in the robe and they were like, "Yep, he's the judge."
He's obviously the judge.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
Yeah!
I love that movie.
Inconceivable.
Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it. We screwed their. I mean, yeah.
That was too close. Phrase it differently.
We really burned her lunch, right?
I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
You've
Got it.
coughed up your
Oh!
last queen. Wait.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
No one ordered the squid wheels.
Quit trying to pawn those off.
No one's buying them.
That's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
Oh.
Still edgy.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
A triple-decker! Out of difference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. You have until I finish all these lunchboxes.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time?
Phrasing, right?
Shut up.
Decisive evidence.
She just takes the lunchbox and goes, "Smoke bomb!"
Oh.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
got a lot of
That
lunches
didn't
on
answer the question.
It's true.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
Wow.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
Don't mention that.
Then what have I been doing the entire game?
Shut up, shut up!
In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
I hope not, or I'm in trouble. It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh,
Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth's looking pretty sullen.
Probably from all the lunches.
I have a stomachache.
You could at least study some evidence law. Really?
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
You got a shoe, it's got blood on it. Yucky.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
It's not over yet. What about this divisive evidence?
I should have mentioned this 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene.
Divisive evidence.
Yeah!
I guess it's true.
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say, I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank seems nothing. It means nothing.
Seems.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
Holy water.
Da-da-da-da. This when the suspect is admitting she did it?
But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr.
I thought it was murder.
Let's just get this over with.
And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up?
And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime.
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. Yeah.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
It carries bloody shoes.
Might have gotten some on your food.
Oh.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's.
So you brought it to the forensics department.
If If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective.
The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
With the knife, not the shoe.
Oh, weird.
She kicked him to death. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie?
Uh-huh.
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. Right?
Hmm.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types of all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
Pacific.
Will you stop?
That's me. Hi. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Sky's.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
Oh, Edgeworth, always trying to steer us back on topic.
Mm-hmm.
You silly man. I was afraid he was going to say that. Can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right?
Finally, a good one.
It slides down my throat so smoothly.
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright.
Why, thank you.
Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Oh,
Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe?
a problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe?
No one would be dead wearing white shoes, Your Honor.
What are those? I mean, if there's not a problem, then we're in trouble, so let's say there's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
Uh-oh.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
Well...
Uh-oh. You gotta analyze the 3D model.
Oh, yo. There's a black hole in there.
that's the problem, sir. Well, I'm gonna
The
guess
problem is the size. These big old monster shoes just wouldn't fit on her.
Tap, 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 tappy, tap. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, that sounds like exactly what it would be. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
She's out of lunches. Look at that.
What
Uh-oh.
happened?
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of a shoe? Yeah, gotcha.
If you
look at
look
this
at-
cute little badger.
Distraction, go.
Would it be...
There's no blood on the ground.
Yeah, there's no blood. That would mean you had to, like, step on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's no blood on the floor plans.
Your Honor, there's no blood according to the floor plans. Therefore, there was no murder.
This little badger said she didn't do it. So,
Uh-oh.
let's do it. The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime?
Wow, calm down. No need to swear.
Oh!
No, it's, we're in America, you see.
Why
That's-
weren't there
that's
any
not for your
wanker
speed.
blood print shoes on the floor?
I'm sorry, you're right.
As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe.
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Well, that's weird.
I got the best seat.
Order, order, order. Well, witness?
What? Huh?
Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask, why wasn't there a footprint?
Oh,
That's true, I agree with the lady over there. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Come on, think, Mr. Wright, think!
brain blast!
Funny monkey.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one, a leopard woman. Row!
You're right, she's not a leopard.
That is weird. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness! Well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm stupid.
Do you want to know the reasons he kicked it over? The real reason?
Aha! You don't mean...
Yes. The suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her.
Whoa!
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstain left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me. Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do?
Lie. Cheat. Forge.
I'm not a prosecutor.
Bribe.
Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lena Sky.
It's Larry. Oh no.
Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side?
Good stall.
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Excuse my language.
Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping.
Mm.
Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called Evidence.
Oh, yummy.
That's the one with the cat food in it.
Wait, witness. Don't tell me you have something else. How many things did you steal from the crime scene?
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this.
A photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I have no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo.
What's with you and the language?
I'm not.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I mean, it kind of is, but I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning.
Wow.
And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Sorry, Mia.
Right, wet or not,
What?
don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Well, you'd get the towel wet. Wait a minute!
Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Nope.
Oh, dang it!
Your Honor, wait.
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can't it wait?
No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose, since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. Well?
Well, you see, there's clearly a car there. Well, I'm out of ideas.
Stabbed in the heart. They
Why
rushed
is the
blood.
tailpipe so funny?
Yeah, the tailpipe is kind of funny. There's something in there.
You want to look at that?
Sure, we've got stamina.
It's true.
We can afford a penalty. Problem in this photograph
look
is
good.
here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You just said muffler.
Oh no!
However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
Oh. Muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
Oh, I see. And I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
It's her muffler.
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No. Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Baka.
Baka-chan.
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth is the muffler is related to this case.
Remember dying here a lot.
But, I mean, the phone call, right?
The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 518.
Yep.
Yeah, good job.
I feel good about it.
Miss Star, recall your testimony for the court.
Oh, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Oh, ah!
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
Oh. Ah! My lunches!
No.
Looks like you just lost your lunch. Yeah!
Well, it seems we have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. Verdict will wait until after we have seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so.
Whew. That was close,
Barely made it.
but we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry?
To
my.
be Kantan, dude.
Oh no!
Ba-da-da. Do you wish to save? In the muffler? Yes, I do.
No, I want to do that part again.
Oh, okay. Let's do it all over again. Speedrun time.
Let's go back to
Oh,
an hold
boy.
save.
Here we go!
I don't even think that was the end of the trial, but wow.
Yeah,
the
not
day.
even. It's just intermission.